Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about this extremely compact vlogging setup that I've created using just an RGB light and the DJI Osmo Action 5. We're just going to be looking at some low light footage in New York City. We're going to be looking at the ambient light and then what happens when we turn on this light as well. We'll check out that footage in a second, but let me just break down this rig really quickly so that we know what we're working with. This is just a few pieces. We have the Action 5 connected to a magic arm. The magic arm is connected to a light, and that's the entire rig. It's just three pieces. This turns on, and then you can turn on your Action 5, and now you're vlogging. Maybe I could make it a tiny bit smaller, but I do like the versatility that this magic arm gives me, because then if I wanted to do daylight vlogging, I could just turn this light off. And then I have this really nice selfie stick to hold out in front of me and get this nicer, wider angle view. This is an extremely versatile setup in my mind at least, and now we're gonna be going and checking out the footage that I shot in New York. So this is recording, I think, with a maximum of 6,400 ISO, just with the ambient light around. Everything is around, I don't know, kind of a fluorescent tungsten hue. We do have some daylight temperature looking things, so maybe daylight won't look crazy. I don't know, you can see my face light up. You can definitely see my face light up with some of the headlights from cars coming at me. And now I'm gonna turn on my little pocket light here. This is with the light on. Holy shit, it's so bright. Wow. I definitely don't need this at 100% because it's like so bright in comparison with everything around me. But how does my face look? How's the noise looking? I think in terms of covert vlogging, this is not a very covert way to vlog. I can't even see out of the side of my face. That's how bright this is. It's really insane. I do think that the low light capabilities of this camera are probably good enough for a city environment, maybe not a country environment. I don't know, you'd have to test it for yourself, but I think the ambient street lights give this a lot of ability to like pick up light and put it on your face. But then I feel like at the same time, this is like a look and it's drawing a lot of attention. I'll try this at like 20%. So I just set this to 20%. I feel like this is a lot more reasonable. You'll also get a lot more battery life out of the light when you do it like this. I still have everything set to auto exposure and you can see the different color temperatures coming on my face right now. So I might switch this to 3200 really quickly. Okay, so now I've got 3200 coming out of the light. Everything looks a little bit more like the same color temperature. I could set custom white balance if I really wanted to. But this is a vlogging camera. That's not really what you do. You just set it and forget it. So I think having this side light, I don't know, this is the first time I've felt like something is small enough and high enough quality that I can actually consider it for vlogging on a regular basis in such a dark city like New York, because half the year we're plunged into darkness, and I thought the answer was full frame until my full frame camera was heavier than, I don't know, I felt like I was getting a serious arm workout whenever I held it out like this, and I just didn't feel super comfortable with the giant camera. And then my phone was my phone, so I just didn't want to be lugging my phone around and losing all my storage. And then when the Pocket 3 came out, I thought that would have been the perfect solution, except the gimbal mechanism on it, the gimbal looked so delicate, I didn't want to have the chance of breaking it. So this gives me the option to have something a little bit more flexible that I can use in multiple scenarios, but then also not worry too much about it breaking because it's a much more rugged construction. I'm just standing in the middle of the street right now, like an insane person. Okay, that's holding it in my left hand. Oh my God, my right arm? This is perfect because the light is like right in front of my face. Yeah, I think this may actually be the ideal vlogging setup for someone like me, because I don't have to think about it like crazy, and I could like have music going, although I probably would want to be able to hear my voice while I'm talking to the camera. I don't even have a microphone attached right now. Whatever you're hearing is just coming straight out of the onboard microphone on the Action 5 Pro. And I remember from the studio it sounded pretty good, but maybe when I'm competing with all the noise around me, it won't sound super great. So I'm just gonna throw on some DaVinci Resolve voice processing and we'll see how that goes. You'll be able to hear a difference now, maybe, if my voice is isolated. And then if it doesn't sound any different, well, then, I don't know. Use one of the apps that uses AI or something to fix your voice. Wow, I did not realize how much you have to talk in order to continue vlogging, because now I feel like I just am saying things. But at the same time, like now I feel like I could make TikToks like this, transfer them to my phone, and I wouldn't feel like an insane person for doing so. I do get a lot of looks having this light set up though, so we're just gonna turn this off really quickly and just go back to that. This is just the ambient light, maximum aperture of 2.8. Thank you. Maximum aperture of 2.8, maximum ISO of 6400, just to help control the noise. And honestly, even without the light, this is still looking really good. I feel like there's a really good low light performance despite the limitations of the size of the sensor. And if this was a 1-inch sensor and had this low light technology in it, that would be absolutely insane. This would be a low light beast. I say that with the garbage truck lights being brighter than God's rays. Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, New York City is so bright that you just don't really need to have a light like this turned on. But it does help put the focus on me instead of just the background, so I don't know. Is this the ideal lighting setup? Is this the ideal vlogging setup? Maybe for somebody, I think it might be for me. This is like really portable and easy to use. All right, signing off. So as you can see from the footage, whenever we're moving around without having the light on, everything is trying to, steady itself, and it's trying to use the algorithm to smooth out the footage, but it's unable to do that without the amount of light that it needs, so you get a very blurry, grainy looking image. Meanwhile, when we have the light on 100%, we have the background being too dark, and then you can't even tell what's happening, so you only have the focus on the subject. And that doesn't make for an extremely pleasing video either, in my opinion. I mean, it might be some people's style, but I wouldn't personally go out of my way to do that. So I found the 20% or maybe even like the 35% brightness on this light to be perfect. So just bringing it down a little bit, matching the street light, white balance, and then just kind of letting it rip. I think that was kind of the best way that I was finding to make this look good outside. Obviously, I color graded my footage from D-Log-M, and I've heard that you can get slightly less noise if you use the specified night mode, but I'm not going to use that. I'm going to shoot in log. I want to color grade my footage. So overall, I think it is really great to pair a tiny little light with your tiny little camera and just run around with it and vlog if that's something you want to do. I might be able to make more videos this way as well, because just being able to turn this on, plug it into my computer, and then download the footage, it just feels so much faster than using an SD card and copying everything and then worrying about where I kept my SD card. This little thing is very creative, has a lot of creative potential, and I love using it so far. I might do a full review of it at some future time. It's a video in the works, but for now, great in low light, amazing in low light with a little bit of extra help. Thank you so much for watching, and if you feel like I missed anything, please let me know in the next one.